Hello, my sweet little lovable, adorable, cute, amazingly good friends out there, or anyone who just decided to come by and click on this video and say, hey, I'm going to spend my day with Trade with Doug and learn some stock stuff. I'm going to get my learning on. And if that's what you're here to do and you want to make money, I'm going to tell you, you came to the right place, guys, because I'm going to discuss some stuff today and try to point you in the right path to make some money so you can get your P&L out of the dirty, dark, deep, dismal abyss hole and rise like a phoenix out of the ashes into the glory you were always supposed to experience. Perhaps that's a bit dramatic, but that's the goal. Now, before I get started, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I hope I don't rant too long. Guys, gals, guys and gals, people, all of you, wherever you are, whoever you are, I don't care. I need you to do me a favor. There's two things I want to discuss. Number one is part-time trader, part of the private community. I don't know what else I need to say. Record year already starting out here. Results from January and February are posted. Still have some other stuff on the board clicking, but I'm going to put the stuff down in the description box. If you're interested, go to tradewithdoug.com. Go ahead and click on the private community tab and you could trade with us. Now, I've been mentioning every week, Sylvia Belrock and I created a free penny pound where we're trading micro cap, small cap stocks, and crypto. Almost forgot what we were doing. Amazing week. We nailed some big trades in IMPP, which I'll talk about here. We're going to talk about some of these petroleum trades. Did a great job on this one, and of course, this Indonesian energy. We'll talk a little bit about that. We got into this thing in the 20, just unreal. It's free. That room is free. So again, all this stuff is down in the description box. Let me go back to the SPY, start talking about this market. Where are we going to go? What's happening? And probably now more than ever, you're going to need this type of analysis because this may be the first type of situation that you've been in like this, where the market has not made a fresh new all-time high now for a couple of months. Constant low after low with all this indecision. So let's first talk about that. Is this market going to rally? There's a potential that it does. If we just start out with our technicals and we go from there, we can take a look here at the daily chart. I will give the SPY some credit here. In spite of all that's going on in this world, in spite of all of the negativity, the war, everything else, it did hold 430. I mean, I got to give it credit very much to what we saw back here. It's still, if you block out the noise, it still hasn't closed under 430. So going forward, that's the number you need to pay attention to. This pattern is very similar to what we experienced here, isn't it? Look, it's almost identical. So it's not out of the question that we could get some sort of rally that moves us back to the 200-day moving average. So that's one good thing if you're on the bull side. If you're going to the bear side here, that's the number you have to look. Any close underneath of 430, I become very super aggressively crazy, out of control, bearish at that point. So still, there is a chance. Now let's talk about that. I want you guys to know that any rally you see, especially if this is your first go around with this kind of stuff, for years everyone's been rewarded for buying the dip. Buying the dip has not just bounced, but you've bounced back to all-time highs. That probably isn't going to happen here. And the reason is there's just too much indecision. There's not enough here, and I think I've spoke about this in my market mutterings and my other videos. If you want this market to go higher and you're looking for all-time highs and you're looking for consistent 1, 2, 3 week rallies as blowout months, the only way that's going to happen in the markets is you need big money to come to work here. Big money, institutional money, big money flows. Nobody's putting money to work here in that sense. Nobody's buying anything here because you got a Fed meeting coming up next week, I believe that it is. You got a war going on. You're probably going to enter in a currency war over this whole situation. Commodity prices are going through the roof. So if we think about where we are and the real concerns that we have that have been different, and we've talked about them in these videos, is that all of last year was probably the year for the Fed to raise rates. Things were going good, but they wanted to commit to the COVID recovery. Anyway, that didn't leave us much room for anything else. Now, during this whole easy money, QE, no interest rates. It caused commodity prices to go higher. It would automatically do that. But then you had supply chain disruptions that even fueled that fire. Now you're sitting here with this war. Russia is one of the biggest producers of wheat. Wheat is like limit up right now. Oil prices, I'm sure you guys have already seen that, which we'll talk about here. Now at 115, probably goes to 120. So the thing about it is, even though these are overbought, the current tensions in Ukraine and Russia, the fallout from around the world, banking systems cutting Russia off, we don't know. Nobody knows what some price should be here. This is something that's pretty unprecedented when you're taking a major player in the commodity space. Remember, I mentioned this, and you're just removing them out of the market. I don't think anyone really knows that. I don't think we're really like aware of the consequences and the fallout that this could have across the globe. I know some of you mentioned last week when I was talking that, hey, we have plenty of oil in America. We don't need their oil, and that may be true, but still the commodity price of oil goes higher, and you guys are seeing that right now in the pump. It's like $6 a gallon in California. This inflation is going to hit the consumer like it's never done before. Before, people had stock market gains to pay for this or to help with this or to feel wealthier. Your wages are not keeping up with inflation right now if you're working a regular job. There's no way. Your money is deteriorating right in front of your faces. It's going to cause currency problems. I mean, this could be epic disaster for the short term. Again, we will come out of this. We've come out of all of the problems in the world. This one shall pass as well, but this could be a lot longer than most people think. We could be fighting this battle for the greater part of this year, and who knows where we go. So again, it's this trickle down effect. I'm seeing right now there's no reason to think that this is just going to stop, and that commodity prices are just going to return back to normal. And as long as commodity prices are high, money will be in short supply. Conservativeness will be out there, and it's just going to be difficult to have a rally move. You'll get squeezes, there'll be bounces, but don't fall in love with anything. Also, to the flip side of that, for those, I mean, we had some big trades. Let's talk about all these little micro cap, cheesy ones, Indo. I'm not suggesting you guys run into this. Could be hella dangerous, moving from $5 to $49. You had everything was going ballistic on Friday. Mexico Energy was it MXC? I think it was. I'm sorry, MCX. I have it somewhere here. No, these are neither one of them. Let me see if I can pull it up on my sheet here. I don't know if I even have it. Anyway, this IMP, Mexico Energy, find it there on your own. Who else am I thinking? IMPP, which I showed, is another. I mean, every pile of crap, small cap, was just running and running and running. You've got things like Valero Energy. There's hundreds of these. I could run out of room to type this. I know they're going higher. I'm not suggesting that you buy them. They're probably good for day trades. I don't think I would swing these overnight at these levels right now, because again, we're going back to something that we experienced several years ago when we had the Ebola outbreak, and you got this downdraft of everything. It started out with that and went into like lake, hazmat suits, air purifiers. I mean, everybody's just speculating like hell right now. The cautionary tale here, I'm not saying it's going to happen. There's probably more room in these to buy to the upside. I don't think I would mess with Indo right now. Definitely wouldn't short that thing. The day will come when these are shorts. That ain't now. Probably ain't going to be this week, because these commodities can run a lot farther than we think they can under these circumstances. So technicals don't really apply. Some obviously don't apply when it comes to war. So one thing you do have to understand as well is the markets are headline sensitive. Any sort of ceasefire, any sort of peace talks, any sort of truce, any sort of end to this. I don't know if that don't feel like that's going to happen now, but it could. Any headline like that could just tailspin oil down $20 a barrel. So again, if you're going to do something, respect those stops. Probably not. It's not a risk-on market where you can really carry a bunch of this stuff overnight. So again, we're probably going to continue more along this line with energy stocks running, oil stocks running. I know the short sellers out there licking their chops. Keep licking because these are probably going to go a little bit higher. I would not walk into them. Like I said, wheat is limiting up. So keep your eye on that. If we look at some other markets, we have the Qs. A little bit different story here. They had actually broke the lows right here and closed. So I feel that there's a chance we go back to 318. We start testing those January lows in both the S&P and the Qs. Probably a little faster with the Qs. Growth stocks have been going to hell for quite some time. Why is anybody going to want to do this? So again, when you think about it, there are risk assets out there. You know, small caps, mid caps, risk assets. There's not a lot of risk takers out there. There's nobody really willing to step up right now and take excessive amounts of risks, maybe small shots and so on. So what I'm telling you guys is whatever you're looking at that you love, probably going to be cheaper at the end of the week. We have a Fed meeting coming up in another week. We're probably going to continue to see this type of market behavior. So anything that you're seeing to the upside is probably limited unless it's one of these cheesy petroleum companies. And again, they're going to sweep those because of the environment that we're currently in. So to wrap this up, my best advice to everyone out there is pick your shots, use your stops. Do not make excuses for any of this stuff. For the parabolic shorters out there, I'm a contrarian just as much as everyone else and would love to do some buying the dips and shorting the rips. Not now. Now ain't the time to be a hero in this market. I am not shorting Indo. I'm not shorting Mexican energy yet. The day will come when that will open up. That's not today, and I don't think we're going to see that yet this week. So remember, as long as this war continues, we could be in serious trouble here. We may end up even with a food crisis. I mean, who knows how long this is going to last? Again, we had inflation because of supply chain disruptions. But that was because of supply chain disruptions, no one working. The supply was there. Now we're removing the supply, and every day you're reading at Germany getting their gas cut off from Russia. Just a big time mess. So these things can go a lot higher, probably see the same type of behavior. As always, guys, if you need help, as you can see, we've managed to click off some amazing results under the circumstances, but that's because we're positioned in the right stuff. We're still using technicals, but we're also foreseeing what is going to happen. So if you need some help, make sure you join us. Thanks for watching this video today. Take care, trade well, stay safe. I will see you soon.